Let me ask you something unsettling. Have you ever spoken to someone who twists your every word? Someone who makes you feel like everything is your fault, even when you know deep inside that it isn't? Someone who slowly plants doubts in your mind until you begin questioning your own memory? If this has ever happened to you, then listen carefully, because you might have already experienced dark psychology. Have you ever spoken to someone who twists your every word? Someone who dominates your thoughts so much that you start doubting yourself? If so, you might have been a victim of dark psychology, and if not, you could be the next target. In this video, we will tell you the terrifying secrets of dark psychology used to control the human mind, and how you can protect yourself from these tricks. But what if the manipulation goes deeper than you think? What if someone could enter your mind quietly without you realizing it? What if someone could influence your emotions, your thoughts, and even your decisions? What if someone could enter your mind without your permission and start manipulating your emotions, your thoughts, and even your decisions? This is dark psychology. It is the hidden art of the human mind that people use to control, deceive, and get their desired work done from others. Amy Brown's book, Dark Psychology: Secrets and Manipulation, is a powerful guide that reveals all the psychological weapons that people often hide behind an innocent face. Understanding this book means recognizing the cunningness of mind games, protecting yourself from dangerous manipulative people, and strengthening your own thinking and boundaries. If you want to make yourself mentally strong, if you want to be free from the influence of others, then this summary can prove to be an eye-opener for you. Because once you understand how manipulation works, you will never look at people the same way again. Now let us begin with the first question. What exactly is dark psychology? Chapter 1. What is dark psychology? Imagine a person who looks completely normal from the outside, smiles, and speaks sweetly. But behind that smile, something else is happening. But from within, they are trying to slowly control your thoughts, your emotions, and your decisions. This is dark psychology. It is that dark part of the human mind where games of manipulation, control, and deception are played. Dark psychology is not magic. These are psychological techniques that are deliberately used to drown someone in guilt, to keep them under control by showing fear, or to extract their own selfishness by trapping them in the web of love. Most people learn these techniques simply from their childhood experiences, relationships, and situations. But some people use them deliberately, and that is where the game of manipulation begins. Dark psychology is used in many forms. Sometimes a boss puts pressure on an employee. Sometimes a toxic relationship makes you mentally weak. And sometimes a friend traps you in guilt and makes you agree to their point every time. The most dangerous part is this. You don't even know that you are being manipulated. You feel that the mistake is yours, while someone else is pulling the strings. In this book, Amy Brown explains how we can identify these secret techniques, how we can understand who is playing with our emotions, and most importantly, how we can make ourselves mentally strong enough so that no one can control us. But the question is even more important. Why does manipulation work so easily on people? Why do intelligent people also fall into these traps? The answer lies inside the weaknesses of the human mind. And that is exactly what we will explore in the next chapter. Now that we understand what dark psychology is, the next question becomes even more disturbing. Why does manipulation work so easily on people? Why do intelligent, educated, and emotionally strong individuals still fall into psychological traps? The answer lies inside the weak points of the human mind. And manipulators know exactly where those weak points are. So now we move to the next chapter. Chapter 2. Weaknesses of the human mind. The doors from where manipulation starts. The human mind is very powerful, but equally emotional. And where there are emotions, there are weaknesses, and that is where the real story of manipulation begins. Every human being has some common psychological weaknesses, which manipulators identify well. Amy Brown says, a clever manipulator plays with your emotions, not your mind. Let's understand what those weaknesses are that make us puppets in the hands of others. Number 1. Hunger for approval. Need for validation. We start liking it when someone likes us, praises us. Manipulators identify this craving. They will appreciate you, drown you in praises, and when you become addicted to their validation, then they will start controlling you. At first it feels good, but slowly that praise becomes a psychological leash. Number 2, the feeling of guilt and shame. We have all felt this at some time or another. Did I do something wrong? This guilt becomes a powerful emotional trigger. Manipulators play on this. They make you feel again and again that you are the one who was wrong, even if the mistake is theirs. And slowly, you start apologizing for things you never did. Number 3, fear of rejection. Many times we are not able to say no because we fear rejection, and that is where manipulators start breaking your boundaries. They make you do what you don't want to do, just out of fear that you might lose them. And the more you fear losing someone, the more control they gain over you. Number 4, overthinking and doubt. Manipulators sow seeds of doubt in your mind. They say small things in such a twisted way that you start doubting your own thinking. This is called gaslighting, and it is the most dangerous weapon of dark psychology, because once you stop trusting your own mind, someone else starts controlling it. Number 5, empathy. Yes, your greatest strength, your sensitivity, sometimes becomes your biggest weakness. Manipulators use this too. They make you feel sorry, and then convert that sympathy into their own benefit. They know that good-hearted people are easier to exploit. Amy Brown says, "Until we identify these mental loopholes, we will keep falling into some trap or another every time, and the first thing necessary to protect ourselves is self-awareness." But this leads to another important question. Who exactly are these manipulators? How do they behave? How can we recognize them before it's too late? Because not every manipulator looks dangerous. Some of them look charming, kind, and trustworthy. Now we move to the next chapter. Chapter 3, Types of Manipulators. The mental trap hidden behind a smile. Not every manipulator is the same. Some openly put pressure, while some are so sweet that you don't even realize you have fallen into their trap. Amy Brown mentions different types of manipulators in this book. Each one has a specific identity and a different way to control your mind. Number 1, the silent burner. These people do not attack directly. They remain silent, taunt, and behave in a way that makes you feel ashamed of yourself. Their specialty is, "I didn't say anything, you are misunderstanding." They slowly destroy your confidence without raising their voice. Number 2, the guilt tripper. This person will find guilt in your every action if they have to get anything done from you. They will make you feel that if you didn't do it, you are a bad person. Example, if you loved me, you would definitely do this. And suddenly you are trapped between love and guilt. Number 3, the gaslighter. The one who makes truth a lie, and a lie a truth. Gaslighting is the most dangerous form of manipulation. In this, the manipulator proves your own truth to be a lie, so much so that you start doubting your own memories. And when someone can control your perception of reality, they can control your decisions too. But manipulation does not stop here. There are also specific mind games that manipulators use again and again, techniques that look harmless, but can slowly destroy your mental stability. And those techniques are revealed in the next chapter. Now that we understand who manipulators are and how they think, the next step is even more important. Because knowing the types of manipulators is not enough. What really matters is understanding the actual tricks they use. These tricks are subtle. Sometimes they look like love. Sometimes they look like concern. Sometimes they look like friendship. But behind these behaviors, a psychological game is often being played. And that brings us to the next chapter. Chapter 4, Dangerous Tricks of Mind Games. When you are made to work according to your own will, and you don't even know it, this is called true manipulation. This is the most dangerous part of dark psychology, because the victim believes the decision was their own. Amy Brown mentioned some of the most common but fatal mental techniques in this part, which manipulators use very easily, in relationships, in business, and even on social media. Number 1, gaslighting, making truth a lie and a lie a truth. As seen last time, this is a technique in which the person in front cuts you off from your own thinking. Example, you say you said this. They will say, "I never said this." Maybe your mind has gone bad. Slowly, you start considering yourself guilty. And once you start doubting yourself, the manipulator gains control. Number 2. Reign of love, but with selfishness. In the beginning, they will give you a lot of love, appreciate you, give gifts, so that you get emotionally invested. This stage feels exciting and magical. But the purpose is different. And when you become addicted to that connection, then control begins. Remember the proverb, the one who raises you up suddenly is the one who drops you first. This tactic is often called love bombing. Number 3. Punishment of silence. Becoming silent on every small thing, ignoring, not responding. This is also a type of manipulation. You become restless. What mistake did I make? Just from here, control begins, because now you are chasing their approval again. Number 4. Bringing a third person between two people. Manipulators often make two people fight or compare one against another so that you feel insecure and get entangled in their words. Example: look, if he were in your place, he would do this much better. This comparison creates insecurity, and insecurity creates control. Number 5. Showing yourself helpless. Manipulators often show themselves to be the most sad. You will feel that even their mistake happened because of you, and suddenly you feel responsible for fixing their problems. Number 6. Forcing you to think otherwise. Sometimes the person in front says don't do it. It's not your cup of tea, and you, in an attempt to prove it, end up doing exactly what they want. This is a wicked game. You feel you took the decision yourself, but they had already sown the seed in your mind. And that is the frightening power of psychological manipulation. But the good news is this: once you recognize these tricks, they start losing their power over you. Which brings us to the most important part of this book. How do you protect yourself? How do you build a mental shield against manipulation? And that is what we will explore next. Chapter 5. Mental Shield. The art of protecting yourself from manipulation. Manipulators are not always visible from the outside. Sometimes they can be your closest, most loved, and most charming person. That is why awareness alone is not enough. You also need boundaries. Therefore, awareness plus boundaries, inner clarity, is necessary. Amy Brown explains in this chapter the 6 steps by which any person can keep themselves safe from the mental trap. Step 1. Know yourself. Only then you can save yourself. Until you know who you are, what your limits are, anyone can shake your identity. Do daily self-reflection. What are your beliefs? What do you consider right and wrong? Because if you don't know where you stand, everyone can pull you towards them. Step 2. Listen to your inner voice. Manipulators put you in confusion, but your subconscious gives some sign or another every time. If something seems strange, pay attention to it. Amy says your intuition is your first line of defense. Step 3. Make your boundaries and maintain them. Manipulators come only as far as you allow them to come. Learn to say no without guilt. Tip: set boundaries in every relationship. It is necessary to keep distance from those who cross them repeatedly. Step 4. Learn to refuse without explanation. It is not necessary to give justification with every no. Manipulators try to manipulate you only when they know you won't be able to say no. No is a complete sentence. Step 5. Think with facts, not with emotions. The remedy for emotional manipulation is logical awareness. In every situation, ask yourself these 3 questions. 1. Am I feeling forced? 2. Is this a guilt-based request? 3. Am I losing myself? Step 6. Stay away, but peacefully. It is not necessary to fight with every manipulator. Sometimes the wisest step is to separate yourself patiently, without guilt and without explanation. Amy says, the biggest antidote to manipulation is self-respect and emotional intelligence. The person who knows themselves can take themselves out of any trap. But there is one final idea in this book that is very interesting. What if you could understand dark psychology not just to defend yourself, but also to strengthen your mind? That is what we will explore in the final chapter. Now that we have learned how manipulators work and how we can protect ourselves, There is one final and very important question. Is dark psychology always negative? Or can this knowledge also make you stronger? Because knowledge itself is never dangerous. What matters is how it is used. And that is exactly what the final chapter of the book explores. Chapter 6. Right use of dark psychology to make yourself strong. So far, we have learned how manipulators control others. But now the question is, can we also learn these skills without harming anyone? Amy Brown says dark psychology is a weapon. It depends on the hands that hold it. That is, this knowledge is not dangerous. Its use makes it dangerous or constructive. Number 1. Identifying people's true intentions. Dark psychology teaches how people speak, how they look, how they become silent. A meaning is hidden in every action. When you start understanding who is getting work done by guilt, who is controlling by showing sympathy, then you are easily able to set your boundaries. Number 2. Counter moves to protect yourself. Amy tells an interesting tool. Mirror their tactics without becoming like them. Example. If someone is making you feel guilty, ask a simple question. Why do you feel that I am always wrong? With this, the person in front starts getting trapped in their own words. Number 3. Understand the difference. Manipulation is wrong when you take away the freedom of others. But influence comes when you inspire someone with truth and belief. Number 4. Dark psychology also teaches how to look powerful without force. Practical tips. Maintain eye contact. Keep pauses in conversation. Keep your emotions under control, especially when someone provokes you. Number 5. Learn self-control, not mind control. Amy says a very deep thing in the end. Everyone cannot be controlled, but you can learn yourself. The biggest power of dark psychology is your discipline and awareness over yourself. Dark psychology is not a black book, but it is the key with which you can open locked doors, whether it is your insecurity or someone else's cunningness. If you understand it, you can not only escape from others' tricks, but also get a new self-strength and self-knowledge in your life. Now the question is, will you limit this art of understanding others to just a book? Or will you also bring it into your daily life? The choice is yours. The power is also yours. In this world, every human being looks like something else, thinks something else, and wants something else. Dark psychology teaches us to identify the face hidden behind these layers. But now, the decision is yours. Will you just listen to this knowledge and forget it? Or will you make it your weapon? Has anyone ever manipulated you mentally, and you were able to understand later? Do share your experience by commenting below. Your story can open someone else's eyes. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.